And if you joined us on our last episode, you saw that we had to delete the live and re-upload a edited version to take out the 475,000 mistakes and problems with the podcast. And it's over and we're okay. We survived it.
Yeah.
And here we are to talk about Scorpio moon. And are you salty too, or is it just me?
I'm slightly salty.
Oh, we're going to have a very salty. This is a very
on like the giggles. I always get a little weird on the full moon.
Yeah. Well, our black cat is in a room crying incessantly like a car alarm, and we can't get her to stop, and Riz refuses to get her out.
It's not helping us.
So, so if you hear her on the side, that's what's happening. And
Definitely hasn't read the text I sent him.
And for those of you that are joining us tonight, welcome. We're very glad to have you here. And I'm actually, why don't you introduce me while I do all this technical stuff?
This is the incomparable, intuitive empath, Lady O.
Nice.
Did you like that?
I like the way you said it.
Yeah. Incomparable.
Okay, now you have to do yourself.
I am the no, just kidding. I am Erica Merriweather, astrologer and tarot card reader extraordinaire. At your service.
That is correct.
Yes.
Okay, guys, here's what's going to happen tonight. This is a surprise attack. Some of you psychically probably knew we were coming on. And those of you who did know we were coming on, congratulations on being psychic. I felt like some of you might kind of maybe knew we might be doing a sneak attack. I kind of felt that.
I like that.
Yeah, we are going to be choosing at this point one person from the chat tonight. We don't know who yet, and how we pick is all you have to say is pick me, pick me, pick me. That's how you get selected, and we randomly pick you. We worked out all the bugs we think from our last podcast. We're going to try a new format in having you go live with us to ask your questions to Erica, who's an astrologer. And she's our assistant and friend and just all around just family member, basically, at this point. So we are going to let her talk to you and ask any questions regarding the Scorpio moon. We're going to talk a lot about Scorpio moon. We have a lot to say. If you're just joining us, thank you. I'm almost done. 1 second.
Quite all right.
We're somehow today turned out, I mean, it was a good day, but then we got very salty in the preparation and the amount of wardrobe changes and lighting problems and framing issues. We are fully now Scorpio'd out, and we wanted to give homage to Scorpio by being as dark and mysterious as possible. And in doing so, we actually got sucked in to the mystery and
magic.
Darkness.
People are going to watch this and be like, this is you guys dark. Like,
yes.
Like, this is not really
This is us dark. Okay.
Like, it's not really
This is us dark. We're very morose right now, very salty. So Riz is going to peek, and you're not supposed to peek.
What are you doing?
So anyway, we're going to pick somebody. We're going to say hello. We're going to look at the chat in a second. But first, I'm trying to compose all of my saltiness. We are going to pick somebody. We're going to take questions.
Yes.
And I think I just said everything 5 times in a row.
The only time it's okay to be a pick me. Yes.
So this is a pick me moment. So you can say pick me, pick me.
Your permission.
And what you are picking is, Val asked what we are picking. So what we are picking is we're going to take one person. You do not have to be live. We do not have to see your face. We will send you a link. You follow the instructions. Make sure it says audio on. If you do say video on, it's okay. We will keep you off of the video, so your face will not be shown.
Right.
However, to be safe, it's best to keep your video off, because knowing us with how we do tech, there might be an oops, and so be prepared just in case.
It's really likely, actually.
But you will be able to hear our caller beautifully, and everything will go along smoothly well. Your questions can be related to your moon sign. It's best if you know your moon sign, right? So tell the criteria, all the criteria.
So we'll talk a bit about the Scorpio moon. And you can ask about the Scorpio moon. You can also ask about your own moon sign. It is best if you know it, so I actually have to enter in your chart information. But we can speak to any moon sign, but also in general, how the Scorpio moon is affecting everyone out there. In the world.
So if you're feeling exceptionally salty and morose or depressed, or if you're feeling mysterious or dark and you're feeling like you want to dive deep and you want to go into possibly the underworld, let us know in the chats. And I didn't hear anything you just said.
Yeah, I know.
So what was your instructions again?
Well, I
Yeah. So thanks, Scorpio. And also you said something else about something being conjunct right now. You're very far away from your mic.
I had to just take a second.
Oh, look who's here.
Oh, hey, Poof.
Here she is with the tail and the camera.
Do not.
And she's doing it. She's doing
Do
it.
not.
She is moving the camera.
Do not.
And she's doing it. And Riz did not listen to us and did not put her in the room.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
I'm up here.
You guys,
in
it's
the
getting
video.
worse by the second.
Okay.
And now we have
This is on brand.
Now we have
Scorpio, it's
Poof
a black
here.
Cat. It's fine.
We have lots of things to share with you guys today.
Yeah.
We have a new sponsorship. We have a Zodiac coffee brand we're going to share with you
Yes.
today. We have
Excited about
wonderful cups of coffee here that we're going to taste.
Yes.
We're going to try to control this big tail that likes
good.
to hit every wire and cord.
good, right?
Look, she pushed the camera to the side. Can you
Did she
text
really?
Riz? Yep. Can you text Riz and say Poof came in here and totally move the camera off kilter? Let's see who's salty here with me.
Well, while you see who's salty.
What is your not salty? And we are wondering.
I told you we were gonna be like, you guys are not salty. Like this is like not. This is our version of salty.
This was the one episode where like we got all our tech correct.
I know.
We asked Riz so many times to take the cat. He refused to take the cat, but these are karma points. So what's going to happen is the next time we film, something is going to be payback for Riz on this because he did not take the cat.
Maybe it'll be a mysterious.
And now he's finally coming to fix it.
because he heard us. He wants to make sure that we don't take revenge on him next time.
We told you to take the cat. Okay.
Speaking of Scorpio moon.
Okay. Paul
Did you hear
says
what he said?
Paul says he's had a headache for the last 2 days. Paul, you drinking
Yeah.
water? Tension headaches, right?
Yeah, that can be tension headaches.
Can you talk to us about this conjunct, or you said there was something
square.
happening? It's a square.
I can.
Explain.
Let me explain the full moon in Scorpio and this particular full moon in Scorpio. There's something else going on, which is Pluto is in retrograde and it is squaring Mercury. So in a nutshell, basically, that's about unearthing things that need to be said or expressed that have been really kind of festering and bothering people for a long time, or really, really big emotional releases are very important today because Pluto rules Scorpio to begin with. Pluto is like death, rebirth, transformation, growth, but kind of like in a explosive kind of way. It's very intense. And then Mercury is all about communication for the most part, your intuition, your logic, but your communication, what you have to say. So full moon in Scorpio, the full moon is about things coming to their fruition, to the culmination, to the fullness. So this is literally like what you have to get off your chest right now or emotionally release needs to happen. And it's very like deep things that you've probably buried for a long time or been processing for a long time.
Also, Paul said that it's raining. So Paul, as you become more and more sensitive and you become more and more aware of your body and more sensitive to your body, you know, ignorance is bliss in a way, because as soon as you start to really pay attention to your body, you hear every creak and groan.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you're probably experiencing barometric pressure changes. And that happens to me all the time when the clouds come and the low barometric pressure. That's when I start to feel those like, it's a pressure change. You're getting an actual pressure change in you can feel it in your head like a headache.
Yeah.
That's how it actually shows up.
Yeah.
So,
You're like your own barometer.
And in the morning, I used to wake up when it's raining and I would have my sinuses full. And that was only just because the changes.
The pressure change.
Yeah, the pressure
Yeah.
changes.
Yeah.
So
I think too, as you become more sensitive, people feel the full moon more
Yeah.
as well. And that is, this is like it's a scientific thing. The tides are different. That you feel an energetic, I'm not going to say any of the correct words, I already know, but things happen. I can't.
while you're thinking of the correct words, let's
Like,
test
what
out.
are the words?
Let's test out our first sponsor.
Yay!
You want to show?
Yes, I do. So, but all of them.
Okay.
But these two, because it's us. So we have a new sponsor, Ethereal Realm Reserve. If you guys remember, I learned how to pronounce the word ethereal on our last show. This is absolutely fantastic coffee. And what's really fun about it is that it's zodiac blends. So each zodiac sign has their own blend. And right now we're drinking the Harvest Brew. I actually did that one. So we had the Taurus one this morning.
So we had the Taurus one this morning, and now we're having the Virgo blend.
Virgo.
So-
And they have like these really fun descriptions on the back, and they describe the coffee in terms of like the flavor and the tasting notes, but also in the energy of the particular zodiac sign that it's associated with. It's really, really delicious. And it's specialty coffee, which means it goes under the most rigorous quality standards possible in the realm of coffee. And they also practice sustainable agriculture. They support collective farming and small farmers and all of those good things that we believe in. So
Look at this magical cup. Because when Erica and I are together having coffee or tea, we always like to have our magical cups. And it's slowly putting me in a better mood.
I know.
Because this cup, you cannot. Why are you staring at me? Because, it's funny. You can't really see her on the.
I know. She's just
You
like
just see
this
yellow eyes.
creature we're talking to.
Can
I wonder if they can really see it. It's a planet.
and it has, is that what it is?
Yeah.
And it has like a little astronaut right here.
He's
you have to
walking
hold
on
it
the planet.
very still.
You take the lid off. I'm obsessed with this one.
Ooh, that's good coffee.
I know. It's really good, right?
Yeah. So we're very grateful to have our first sponsor. We hit 500,000 subscribers. We're very excited about that.
Yes.
We have lots of things happening in our realm that we'd love to share with you. Also, Riz is going to be channeling this week. He's going to be coming on. And also, we are going to be doing our psychic pizza party on Sunday. But this is our show.
Yeah.
The Lady O and E show, and we talk about all things mystical, and we take our time. So if you're here waiting for us to get to it and hurry up, you're in the wrong show.
We'll do it when we feel like it.
Sorry, guys. We work very, very hard to make this show happen. And so now we just what's the word? Luxuriate.
Yes.
We're going to luxuriate.
Sometimes actually most of the time, it's really important to take your time in life and
look at all the lipstick on.
rush the moment.
Right?
Would you like some wild blueberry monk fruit sweetener?
Oh, I would love some wild blueberry monk fruit sweetener. Thank you.
Why?
Well,
here you
hello,
go.
Nancy, Patricia, Rogue. Hello,
Hi,
everybody.
guys.
Thank you for joining us
Hello,
tonight.
ladies.
And, if anybody, it looks like we have all our oldies but goodies.
Yes.
We have a newbie here. We have Richard, I think is new.
Yeah, I think so.
And welcome to the show. And Ball is still learning and catching up with our ways and understanding how we do things here. So basically what we do is we explore lots of different topics.
Yes.
And so you can ask any questions you want regarding, in my case, I'm an intuitive empath and help with the spiritual awakening process. And I'm a shaman for over 15 years and life coach, trauma life coach, author, alien experiencer, a Bigfoot communicator, and many other things. I know I sound completely crazy, but I'm not. I'm actually very well grounded into all the metaverses around me. And I have my 5 grown children and my husband, psychic medium and trance channel, Riz Mirza, who's not here right now. And He will be joining me at the end of the week, and I already said that.
Yep.
And the other thing I was
great.
going to say, I totally forgot.
Okay. That's
So-
quite a resume.
Yeah, I got tired just saying it. Okay, so Dr. Ace, I'm so glad. Finally, I
Hey,
caught a
Dr.
live.
Ace.
I have missed the last
Yay.
2.
Yeah.
Yay.
Don't you freaking, you better not.
Oh no, here she goes. Here she goes.
You
She's going to go
better not.
right for the chords. Look, she could go that way. No,
that
no, no,
was
no, no, no.
deliberate.
She's going to do it on purpose.
Oh, that she was just toying with us. She wanted to actually thrust us out.
She went right between the
Yeah.
chords and did a little
She did
flick.
a little-
Like, So yes, you can ask any questions on any topic.
Yeah.
We cover everything. We're not doctors. We're not,
No, we are not.
certified in that sense, but we are very experienced, have worked with thousands and thousands of people over a long duration of time. And later on, when we are kind of feeling the mood, we're going to talk a little bit about our announcements, our retreats,
Right.
our
Yes,
channeling
we'll get to
events,
that.
all those things. We'll get to all that.
I'd like to say something about the full moon
Yes.
and manifestation and things like that, because I get a lot of questions from my clients about working with the moon when you want to like manifest things or call things in. And I like to explain it this way. Don't manifest on a full moon. I don't actually recommend that. Because that's
What a rebel.
I know, right? Do what I want. That's what the new moon is for, because the new moon is a fresh start. So you want to make new initiatives on the new moon. The full moon is really about a closure and emotional release. So it's not really to me, it's not the best idea to start trying to like call everything in when this is an opportunity more to like let yourself heal and let go, and taking that little beat of just kind of enjoying and feeling the release is really important before you like try to fill it with something right away. So
We had our first serious question.
yay, good.
How did you and Erica meet?
Oh,
Okay. So it was Riz's birthday party, and I think it was.
we met.
You're right. I
Yeah.
forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
my
then I have to tell
God.
the
Now
story.
you have to
then.
tell the story.
It was very magical, actually. I met Riz and Araya at the same time, actually, because I came to Riz's, their channeling event called the Circle of Light. This was, was it 12 years ago now?
No, the one you came to
Right.
was,
I think it was 20.
yeah, it was 12 years ago. The one you came to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I found out about the Circle of Light, and I had never seen a trance channel before. I didn't even really kind of know what that was, but I had seen something about it and I was blown away, and I was like, oh, I just want to experience this. I just want to see this. And I remember pulling up to your house at the time, and it was the most magical house I'd ever seen in my life. I thought
Harry
I was
Potter.
going into like the actual Harry Potter. And I pulled up in their drive. There were like owls and trees and the ocean.
Our house was
and-
built in 1900s, one of the first
Yeah.
homestead house in Malibu
Yeah, it was like
on a cliff.
on a cliff.
And we turned it into a Harry Potter,
Yeah.
literal Harry Potter
it
house.
actually looked like from Harry Potter.
And then we'd have about 100 people a week coming through our house.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we had regular circles and events, and we
Yeah.
had sessions and journeys and everything.
Right.
And then on Tuesday nights, we'd have the Circle of
Right.
Light. And
So
that
that's
was where a
what
lot
I
of people
came
came.
to.
Yeah.
And I will never forget this, because I walked up to the front door and I knocked on the door, and this like beautiful woman opened the door. And at the time you were blonde. That's what it
Cue
sounded like.
the angel
Cue
singing.
angel singing. I'll never forget you wearing this like turquoise dress. You look like you were like floating. And you said to me, "Hello, it's so great to see you again."
That was such a faux pas. That was because
Or-
I knew you in a past life.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I had
was-
never met her before,
No, we
but I
never
said
met
that.
before. And
I
that
just
was the
felt
first
compelled
thing
to say
you ever
that.
said to me. Those are our actual first words this lifetime was, "It's so great to see you again." And I was like,
And then you came to many
Many.
circles.
yeah. And I became a
And-
regular.
And then you became a client of mine.
Yes.
And then, but
Then it
we
was Riz's
hired
birthday.
you.
You did. Well, I had been
Because
coming to
you were-
circles for a bit.
Yeah.
And
Because
then
at the time you were a belly dancer.
Yes. You're part of my resume.
She left her master's degree to become a belly dancer.
I used to work in cultural policy research for the U.S. government until I decided to become a professional belly dancer and moved to Los Angeles instead. So you hired me to dance at Riz's birthday party, and that's where I met most of the rest of the family and your daughters, Kylie and London, and I think that's when our friendship truly started.
Yeah, we started there because the kids loved her, and then she started helping me around everything we were doing because we had so many events and stuff. And so as she kind of just became like a fixture of the location, our house, like everything we were doing. Then we started traveling, and she was helping us when we went on location. She would come help us host the Circle of Light when we were doing it in events, and one thing led to another, and she just became our assistant somehow. Right. But the assistant, it's like it's turned into, it's like an executive assistant. It's almost like it's like a really big portion of the work we do. She handles a big shouldering of the responsibility of talking to the public.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Which is a big deal because I used to do that. Yeah. But I couldn't do everything. So now she does that. And a lot of you have talked to her. So those of you have talked to her and handled like readings with Riz or retreats, and she helps book everything. And so it's really been invaluable. So anyway, I'm glad you guys asked that. You guys can ask any personal questions about us, especially if you've been kind of hanging out with us for a long time. You're probably wondering who we are in the sense of like how we are friends or how we relate. And also, if you guys have any other questions that are personal, it's totally fine. You can ask.
Absolutely.
And I have always something in my eye, famously, the famous something in my eye. And as far as the questions you guys can ask, Erica, you have to know, I think you mentioned you have to know your
I'm curious if anyone knows
the sun sign,
their sun,
rising,
moon,
and the moon. Yeah.
I'd love to know if people know their moon sign. It's always fun to actually talk about that because your moon sign is a massive part of who you are as a person.
So they would have to know the time they were born, though, for you to like look up their chart, right?
Yeah. A lot of people, I always find a lot of people know their moon sign. Okay. But I can look it up for them as well.
So those of you who either know your moon sign or you have your birth time and date and location, she could look it up for you.
Check it out.
And if you want her to give you a reading on your particular placement in the moon or particular placement in Scorpio, I know you explained it earlier, but I wasn't listening.
Well, we can do either.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
We can,
Okay, great. Yeah. So all you need is kind of a quiet place. Don't be driving. Have your cell phone. You're going to be looking at the camera. However, you can turn off the video and just use the audio portion. This is a relatively new little kind of program I'm using. So if it's kind of weird or glitchy at first, we'll work it out just like we do everything else. So we'll try. Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's see. I know we had some people earlier that are interested.
Right.
So what we will do is those of you who would like a reading, we're going to pick somebody, but I forgot to tell you this part. Send a email to info@rizmirza.com, info@rizmirza.com, because we will give you the link and the password to join.
Right.
That is importante.
Yes.
So we forgot to mention that part.
Very important.
Okay. So a lot of people do know their moon signs. So we have Nancy is a Pisces moon.
Okay.
Linda is a moon in Cancer. We're surrounded by moon and Cancers in this house.
I'm a Cancer moon. Let's talk about that for a second.
Let's talk about the Cancer moon.
Cancer moon. Being a Cancer moon, I think it is, to me, one of the most challenging moons that you can have, but it's also deeply rewarding because Cancer is in its natural placement with the moon. The moon is the emotions. It's ruled by water. Cancer is ruled by water and the emotions. So you basically live your entire life with your emotions on blast all the time. They are some of the most sensitive people. And you feel, how I describe how a Cancer moon feels things is like getting hit with an emotional wave. So imagine just being in the ocean and a huge wave comes and just completely goes over you. That's how emotions feel to a Cancer moon. So by contrast, if you have like a Virgo moon, you kind of see an emotion coming and you can analyze it and understand what's happening almost before it gets there and process it in an almost removed or clinical way sometimes. A Cancer moon doesn't have that degree of separation at all whatsoever. So it's kind of like your emotions or your feelings will just, you don't even necessarily see it coming. You can cry at the drop of a hat. It can very much overtake you. So learning how to surf inside of those emotional waves is the biggest growth for a Cancer moon. On the positive side, it makes you highly intuitive because you to me, it feels like you have all of your feelers are kind of outside your body.
So what's the difference between a Scorpio moon and a Cancer moon? That's a good question.
That is a great question. Yeah. Cancer moons feel, how would I say this? Cancer moons, I think, take it more personal. The feelings of their emotions hit them like very much, even if it's involving someone else, it feels very much like it's happening to you, and it's very personal, and they often can get their feelings hurt and take things very personally. Scorpio moons, I think, take it much deeper, and they're tapping into like very deep universal feelings.
I agree.
And emotions.
So Cancer feels very like earthy to me.
Yes.
And Scorpio feels very off planet.
Yes. Yes.
Like you could really go deep.
Absolutely. And they'll take it, I feel like Cancers kind of, they're in the waves. Scorpios are at the bottom of the ocean. So they'll tend to take an emotion and run with it.
So Scorpio is ruled by?
Also water.
And is that Neptune?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm sorry, Pluto.
Pluto.
Pisces is Neptune.
Yeah.
So the three water signs, they all, if you have a Pisces moon, also, you're going to be a very emotional person.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel Pisces moons go more into fantasy, and kind of they check into other realities, and they kind of intellectualize their emotions a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Cancers, it's all kind of in the heart. And Scorpio, it's very like,
I feel like Cancer moons have like a flash. Is it temper or is it flash emotion? It's like it's a quick, emotion. Fast emotion.
They can tend reaction. To go more into anger. Cancer moons, not as much go into anger. They'll go into sadness. They just, and can very easily,
Okay, so check your email to see who has emailed us, because I think,
yes.
So just to remind you guys how we're doing this. So you have to either know what your moon sign already is, or at least your birth time, birth date, and location you were born.
Yes.
Birth time, birth date, location you were born. Send it to info@rizmirza.com. We're going to pick somebody, and we're going to send you a link with a password. And then you are going to go on, and if you don't want your face shown, then keep your camera off. And I'll also try to do that on my side for you. That's the goal.
Yes.
Okay. So all
right. So I have someone, Patty Sullivan.
Patricia
Sullivan. I think, is it Patty or Patricia? Which one do you?
I don't know.
And she is a Sagittarius moon.
Okay.
So we can, let me send, actually, if you can send me the link, then I can send it to.
Yeah. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to use the link that we used we did our test. And if it doesn't work, I'll have to close this and open up a new room, because that's what they're called. So let me just try this. I can't guarantee this is going to work, because this is a first time we're kind.
So I should try sending her the link you gave me.
Oh no, here she is. Can you? Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So the thing is, this cat keeps coming back, and every time she walks by, there's a chance she's going to hit the camera. So we're just going to have to wing it. Okay. So I'm sending you the link, and password is hello one. Okay.
Come here.
And I'm also going to email it to you, E, because it's sending a thumbnail.
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Okay. And there's the password. I just
sent it to Patricia.
Okay, we're going to try it.
Yeah, let's see if it works. In the meantime, let me put her info in here.
Hang in there with us, you guys.
Yeah,
while we
give us a minute.
While we make sure we get this right.
You are a Leo moon, right? Oh, yeah, you are.
Yes, I'm a Leo moon. Okay, so
24th, 1972.
okay. Okay, guys, we're waiting for Patricia, and we're hoping.
In the meantime, I'm putting her info in. And it's 11:32 a.m.
She hates Patricia. So she likes Trisha.
Trisha. Okay, cool.
So how's it going as far as her getting on? I'm still waiting for her. I don't see her here yet.
Okay.
So I'm still waiting and hoping that this link is going to work. But let's see what she says if this link is working.
Okay.
I don't know. She can't really chat and also
do that at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, I have a feeling she's not being able to get on because that's why we're waiting.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do, let's see what she says. Trisha, are you trying to get on? Okay, so what we're going to do, I think I'm going to hang up and give her a new link.
Okay.
And when you get the new link, say on the subject line, new link, right? So let me refresh this just to be sure.
Okay.
I see how that works. Nope, that's us. Okay, so I'm going to definitely start over on this.
Okay.
I think she needs a new link.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to do this. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Every time we start a new link. Okay, so this is called the show. Okay. Thanks, guys, for hanging out here with us and waiting.
We appreciate it.
And Erica, you could talk if you want.
You're right. I totally could. I'm just
control center.
You know, people feel the full moon differently. And I think with the biggest thing that I see that's happening with this one now is this Pluto influence.
Oh, there she is. Hold on.
Forget about it. What I said.
Can you hear me? Hold on. Hi, Trisha. Can you hear me? Hold on. Can you just say something or unmute yourself? She left.
Oh, no.
She was just there.
No.
Why did she leave? Trisha, come back.
Please.
We just had you on. It was working. It was working. Trisha.
All right. Well, I'll go back to what I was saying.
No.
Pluto.
We have to start over. Okay.
A lot of people have been feeling a tremendous amount of change over these past several months. And a lot of that has to do with Pluto. Just want to tell everybody it's going to be okay.
Oh, I hear her. I hear her. Oh, no, that's you.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Pluto entered Aquarius just back in November. And it's going to be that way for the next 16 years or so. When Pluto shifts into a new sign, it kicks off a massive amount of transformation. It's a long transit, so it's not like you're going to be in a washing machine for 16 years.
There she is. Okay, hold on.
Okay. Yay, she's back.
You hear me? I hear you.
Yay.
Okay. Do you hear us? Do you hear us? Hold on. There's a delay. Do you hear us? Let us know. We hear you. We hear you. Okay. Hold on. It's her. I mean, everything looks like it's working.
Yeah.
Trisha, can you hear us?
Trisha, can you hear us?
She keeps hanging up.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can just talk about Trisha's placements.
Trisha, you see me? Can you guys hear Trisha? Hi, Trisha. Oh my God. We can maybe pilot a spaceship now.
Yeah.
We're so technologically advanced. So, Trisha, I'm so glad you're here. And I'm waiting for the delay to see if other people can. They say they don't hear you. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let's just wait to make sure that you're heard. Trisha, count to 10 and see if people keep talking. Actually count to 10. Okay, you hear me? Count to 10 so to see if everybody hears you at home. Keep talking. Can you count to 10?
Yes.
I don't hear her counting.
Well, she started, but then you.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, because there's a delay. Not yet, they say. Oh, interesting. Man. You have everything going. Everything's okay. Let me check one more thing. Let me just check this little thing here. This browser here. No, it's all there. Okay. Can you count one more time? Trisha, can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me? Yeah. Can you count one more time? Oh, so her audio, look, her audio is not on.
Yeah.
But it's the right one. Oh, because it's the wrong link. Because I changed the link. Okay, I think I got the problem solved. I know what it was.
Stay right where you are, Trisha.
Okay, hold on. This should work. This should work. This should work.
Do not move.
Hold on. Now count again. I bet this is going to work this time. Okay, I got it. Okay, hold on. It's on a delay, but I bet they heard because I just changed the settings on the microphone to pick you up. Now, where are you from, Patricia or Trisha? North Idaho. Okay, I'm still waiting to see if this is going to work.
What is your birth city? Where were you born, Trisha? Thank you.
Okay, I see what happened here. They wanted the whole new password and everything.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Nope, that's not it. Oh man, it totally worked earlier. So, okay, so it's not working. So we're going to have to go the old fashioned way, just like we did last time, which is by phone. And we're just going to put the phone up to the microphone. And you know, what's really sad is that we tested this out and it worked like a charm and it was so perfect. And we were so excited. And then now, and now we're doing it again. And I see that it's not working. So it's one of those things where we're going to have to try again and again until we get it right. Okay, so what we're going to do is if you can
Zoom.
Go back
to before. So I'll send her my Zoom link.
Tell her how you're going to do it.
Okay. So, Trisha, I'm going to send a Zoom link to you. And just give me 1 second.
And I'm going to try one more time while you're doing that, just in case. Wow.
Man.
Wow.
There's the invite link. Nuts. Okay. So,
there's people at home going, will somebody start a fund for like an engineer for these poor people so they can stop suffering so deeply? So when I'm doing it with Riz, it's not so bad because we're not asking a caller to call in.
Right.
That's where the issue is primarily. Now that we got all this new equipment, everything's great. But it's when the new caller comes in. This is when we're having an issue so that everybody at home can hear. So,
okay. So I just sent the Zoom link to you, Trisha.
Thanks, guys, for understanding.
Yeah. Thanks for still being our friends.
Yeah. Thanks for not giving up on us. Appreciate. Okay, so I'm going to hang up with her on this thing.
I'll let you know when she's here.
Because last time they were able to hear with it up to the microphone.
Yeah.
So we're just going to do it again like that.
We'll put it up here. It's quite all right.
It's quite all right. There now.
See, we'll wait.
We'll wait for Patricia. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Trish.
Trisha.
Trisha or Trish, she wants to be called.
Oh, or Trish? Okay.
Yes.
I'm glad we have options.
Okay.
Trisha. We wait for Trisha.
Oh, maybe she doesn't even have a Zoom. Oh, she doesn't need to have a Zoom app in order to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You just click the link.
Okay.
That's fine. In the meantime, I've got her
In the meantime,
I
I'm
have
so
her
thirsty.
birth chart. Did you drink all your water?
No.
Well, good thing there's more.
I did not. It's one of those days, everybody.
Oh, God.
What is happening now?
Nothing. I just wanted to make a noise.
Oh.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. Still waiting. You know, the irony is that when we've had our technical difficulties, Mercury has not been in retrograde, which is what everyone likes to blame these things on. And unfortunately, we have.
So, Rogue, when you say
No
you can't
excuse.
hear, are you saying you can't hear the caller? There is no caller yet. We're waiting
Right.
for Trish to get on the phone with us. But if you can hear us, let us know.
Yes.
But you should be able to hear us. Our cat's name is Poof.
Poof.
And we try to have her not in the studio because she has this
know.
giant tail right here. And when she walks around, she knocks the wires.
There she is.
We got her.
Yay.
Well, let's make sure everybody can hear us. So let us know if you can hear me. And then when she gets on the phone, let's see if she can hear her.
Yes. Let's see.
So let us know,
Hold
you
on.
guys.
Hello. Hold on. She's muted. Let's see. Okay. Can you hear me, Trisha?
I can, yes.
Yay.
Yay.
There we go. We're waiting for the delay to make sure you're heard on the actual YouTube.
Yes. Can you
Now you have to count to 10 again.
or 5? You can just
Or
count to
5.
5. It's fine.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yay. Thumbs up. Everybody can hear you and hear
Yes.
us.
Woohoo!
When in doubt, just go back to the basics.
Yeah, we should probably just maybe stick to this format for a while. Got a little ahead of ourselves.
All right. Yeah, we think we can handle
Yeah,
stuff. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So,
Um,
Trish, do you want to be called Trish or Trisha?
Trisha.
Trisha. Okay.
Okay.
So tell us what you know about your moon.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Because
You can turn it up.
I'm a Cancer, and that's really kind of my main focus is
Mhm.
trying to harness my emotions.
Wait, sorry. We just got really distracted because we saw a fireworks show happen on the screen.
For no reason.
Did we do something?
I don't know, but that's great. Okay.
Wow.
So
Okay.
go ahead and ask your question
She was
again.
saying something, emotionally relevant. I was distracted by the screen. So you said you've been trying to figure out just being a Cancer, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
That's hard enough.
I totally understand as a Cancer moon. I completely understand that. You have just to kind of give you a little bit of an understanding of your Cancer sun sign real quick that can help you unlock some things. Your Cancer sun is in your 10th house, and the 10th house has to do with a lot of things around how people see you, your reputation, your interaction with the public, your career. So being a Cancer, an area that is the biggest growth for you, but also can be one of the biggest challenges, is like kind of worrying about what other people think of you. And if you are living up to your own reputation that you have of yourself and kind of your status, how you move in the world. So that's a big emotional trigger point for you in many ways. But it can also be a source of pride because Cancers a lot of times are really big givers. So you really like to nurture people, you want to give, and you want to do it in a way that you can impact as many people as possible, because the 10th house is about numbers. It's about a lot of people, not just like one-on-one. If you look at your moon sign, this can actually help you work with your sun sign and the Cancer part, because your moon is in Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. So, while Cancers are very emotional and they can easily go into sadness or feeling sorry for themselves or martyrdom, Sagittarius is basically the opposite of that. And they, they're fiery, they have goals, they have action, they're always wanting to do new and different things. And this brings some emotional levity for you, so that when you're tapped into your passion and when you're tapped into the direction you want to go in, you can lift yourself up out of sadness or out of, martyrdom or overgiving, because you really care about something and you just have a lot of passion to motivate you to move forward. Does that make sense?
It makes total sense, because what you just explained is what I feel. I'm constantly at odds with my own self.
Yeah. It will you will feel that push and pull a lot, because those are two very different energies. I do see that if I have this right, let me look at what you sent again. I think it said that you were a Virgo rising. Let me see, where was that? Let me just backtrack, because that is also something that can really help you. Yes.
It's called Welcome to the Shit Show.
Yeah, I get it. You are a Virgo rising. So again, if you lean into your rising, this is why I really recommend getting to know all of your astrology, because your sun sign is just one part of you. And oftentimes it's the part of you that you struggle with the most, because you're meant to evolve through this sign from the challenging parts into the highest parts of it, the best expression. So your Virgo rising gives you the ability to kind of dissect situations and to analyze it and to kind of put an order to things. So you may feel this push-pull between what you're really passionate about, kind of feeling like you can go for something and you can do it, where the Cancer in you might doubt yourself and might feel more insecure. The Virgo in you can actually kind of stand on solid ground, because that's the earth sign, and say, what's the middle? Where is the happy medium that I can find this balance here? So you're kind of learning, or not kind of, you are here to learn how to balance all these different energies and to bring more structure. Things like having really strong boundaries, very important for you. Having a really strong routine, very important for you. Using things that help you organize and structure your life, journaling, having anything that kind of gives you that support activates your Virgo rising and also helps you read your own self better. So you won't feel like you're always trying to figure out which Trisha to be.
That's funny. That's because that's funny, because that's what I feel like a lot, because I'm overwhelmed with the fear I've held on to from a child, and going forward in life. I feel right now that I've awakened something inside of me that's creative, and it's really kind of sparking right now. And so what you're saying, I really resonate with. So thank you so much.
The last thing I want to tell you, because I love that you just said that about creativity. Two things, actually. When I was talking about Pluto earlier, and Pluto went into Aquarius, you're feeling that, because for you in particular, Pluto in Aquarius over the next 16 years is in your 5th house, which is the house of creativity. So it is there to activate you to step much more deeply into your creative freedom, your joy, your playfulness. That is like a big key for you to really understand these parts of yourself, let yourself have a lot more fun in life. And this particular full moon in Scorpio is hitting your 3rd house of communication, which is where your Sagittarius moon is. I know I'm throwing a lot at you, but so the other note to that is the more you express yourself, and you're very articulate, the more you speak and communicate. If you're writing, journaling, creating, painting, drawing, any of these things is such a beautiful channel for you to understand yourself better and feel much more at home in your own thoughts and emotions and feelings.
Wow, that was extraordinary.
Good.
Completely. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Absolutely. I'm really excited for you. This is why I love astrology, because you get to see.
I do too. I'm really excited. What you just said really just makes me go like, wow. Like,
Yeah.
complete wow.
Yeah. Amazing. I love it.
That's amazing. Thank you for coming on. And we really appreciate you having the patience with us
Yes.
working out our issues here. I asked everybody how they felt about watching us go through so much technical issues, and they said that they
Yes.
relate, and it's actually entertaining. So I feel a little bit better.
Yes, so much. And you know, the Sagittarius in you is the one that was able to take this adventure with us and hang in there, because Sagittarius, that's the part of you that always wants to have fun, always wants to try something new, is kind of ready for adventure at any time. So this is all activating so much in your chart.
That is awesome, because I am feeling very childlike at times. lately.
That's the 5th house. That's what Pluto is doing for you. 100%. So for everyone, Pluto is not only there to make things challenging and difficult. It's a huge activator. So it can also do it through fun and play and adventure, and just spark you and give you the encouragement, because you see the power and the intensity can be an intense desire to have more fun. It's not always painful or dark just because it's Pluto or even Scorpio. So thanks, Patricia.
Thank you, Trisha.
Oh my God, sorry, Trisha.
That's okay.
You're welcome.
All right. We'll
Bye.
talk to you soon. Bye. So everybody, while I'm sitting here, I've been very tapped into this Scorpio energy, and I wanted to ask you guys, there's a couple things we can do, because I'm just not in the mood to go over announcements at all. And I'll do that later. But what I'd like to do is I want to ask you, I have had two significant dreams that happened in this last few days that probably is related to the planetary placements.
Yeah.
One is about a UFO abduction of me. And the other one is an encounter with Bigfoot in a way I've never experienced before. That was literally a day and a half after the UFO experience. And this all took place in Texas while I was there in the dream state. But we don't know if it's the dream state, because at this point it could be real. I want to share with you guys the dreams. It was really profound, but I also want Erica to do another reading perhaps. So I'm going to take a little vote and take a little poll and see, do you want to hear one dream and then we take a caller, or would you like to hear both dreams and we take a caller, or would you like to take a caller, another person goes on with Erica now, and then hear the dreams later? I know for some of you are back east and it's kind of late, and so it's really mystical and very spooky and scary story time that I'm going to share with you that really happened to me. So I'm going to ask your guys' opinion and take a little poll here to see where you're at. I'll see what you guys think.
The other thing we could do, well, let's see what people say.
Okay, so we have Andra said dreams. Kathy said both. Take a caller. Dream sandwich with a caller in the middle. I love that.
I like that.
I think my moon is in Capricorn, but mom kind of said I was born after midnight. Both dreams, then take a call. Dream, then caller. It's 8:18 for me in Washington. Great idea, Andra.
We could also go through and I can say,
tell a story they set up for the call. Okay, it sounds like you guys want to hear a dream sandwiched with a caller. So to just prep you, if you're coming on or if you're already here and you want to talk to Erica, send an email to info@rizmirza.com with either the moon sign that you already know you have, or you have to know your birth date, birth time, and location. And send the email to info@rizmirza.com. She'll send you a Zoom link, and then you guys can talk to her, and she'll give you a reading.
Yes.
Okay, so let me go over the dreams. First of all, I want to let you know that I'm an alien experiencer, and in 2010, I had an alien surgery, an alien encounter. I wrote a book. I spoke about it. And It changed my life forever. It changed me as a human being. And it set me on this path, actually, because I wasn't really interested in any of these topics. I was mainly a life coach. I was a business consultant, life coach. I help people with their careers, their businesses. I help them to find deeper creativity in themselves. And I was kind of helping them through trauma, but it was all coming from a totally different angle. And after this alien encounter, which took me a long time to be able to like get back on my feet and connect with people properly, I was just a different person. How I spoke, everything I did. And with all the research I've done over the years, people who have had this, I call it an alien upgrade, all have similar stories that they have this, it's like an obsession, constant desire to only talk about things that help evolve humanity, that we're only interested in these topics in consciousness and awareness. This is all we talk about. It's almost like we were just like, if the aliens programmed us, I don't know, maybe that's what it was, but for the good of humanity. Fast forward, I've had a couple smaller incidences, mostly psychic and mostly in dream state, but they were very minor. But I went to Dallas, Texas, and we visited Fort Worth and came back. And as a very sensitive empath, I was feeling, and this just happened a few days ago, so I was feeling the energies of Texas. And I had been to Austin before, but it was really fast. But this time we were there for about 4 days, and I really wanted to really get into the bones of Dallas and Texas. I wanted to feel it. And boy, I was not prepared for what I felt. It felt like the energies of Texas felt to me like it's a totally different country onto itself. Like it's just, they're not, they're just very like deeply connected to their freedom. And like, there's like I felt like a wild energy, and I felt like there was a lot of beings coming in and out, like a huge portal there. And I was really surprised by that, to the point when we were driving, I would just like be really quiet, watching and looking and feeling it all. And Riz kept asking me, how do you feel? And what are you thinking about? And I'm like, I don't know. Something is just so different. What it was that I was feeling this like endless connection. Like there was like a massive portal there. And I know that there's been a lot of UFO activity in that area. And I also know 2 hours away, I think it's in Aurora, Texas, they had that first, I think it was a first sighting or a crash retrieval. So there's just a lot of activity in that area. So I didn't think anything of it, went to sleep that night, and here's the dream. I'm just checking in with everybody before I begin. Okay, everybody's listening. So in the dream, we were standing in a lake, giant lake, and it was Riz, another person I don't know, a man, he was talking to the person, and myself. And there was the lake was kind of on the middle, small to medium size, but it was big enough to have a UFO under the water. And there was what are those called? It's like a jetty. No, it's like a walkway. You walk onto the water.
Like a dock?
A dock. And it was like thin, like you can only put like a couple people side to side. Okay. Like a personal deck, right?
Yeah.
So I walked, what'd you call it? Dock? A dock.
Yeah.
So I walked out onto the dock, and I was standing there and just kind of doing nothing, looking around. And I was watching Riz, and he was standing on a little island. It was kind of like in the water, but it was like sticking up. So there was like him and the guy, and they were having a deep conversation. And my eye caught something in the water. So I looked down, and I saw this big giant shape, and it was like a steel metal gray, dark charcoal gray, almost black, but it was made of like that gunmetal. So it didn't have that shine, and it was kind of like flat. There was no gleam or shine to it. And it was under the water, and it was under my feet. And I kind of just looked at it. And as I was looking at it, I didn't know what it was at first. And then it started rising, and I started to see the edges of it. And I started to see it's kind of spinning on its side. And I started to see that it was coming up with velocity. So I don't know how far down it was, but then it started to move. And as it started to go up, my heart just like, I can feel it now, went into my throat. And I was like, I couldn't even say the words, "This is a UFO." I yelled Riz's name. I'm like, "Riz," and I pointed, and I was trying to tell him like UFO, like disc, but I couldn't even get the words out. Right? You can imagine it was just like paralyzation taking over. And as this thing comes up, it was massive. I think it was about 100 feet across. It was huge. It was like way past like where Riz was standing, and it was like the length of probably shorter than a cruise ship, so half of a cruise ship, so the length, but it was very thin, and it was like kind of like it was like shaped like this. So it comes up sideways, and it came with so much power and force and silence, and all the water, you just imagine all the water was just dripping off of it really fast because it was coming up really quickly. And as it was coming up, see, I'm getting chills just talking about it because I think they could actually hear me. And I'm like almost scared to tell the rest of the story. Oh my God. It's like, I feel like they're going to come right now.
That'd be so cool if we could have.
Okay, calm down, Poof. Calm down. Okay. So then this thing goes up, and my entire, no one's chatting at all because everybody's just listening. Okay. I just felt chills. And so this thing goes up, and as soon as it went up, right when it cleared the water, I saw Riz saw it, and he looked up, and then he looked at me, and I'm like, oh no, this thing is going to abduct me, because Riz saw where I was standing, and it was very close to it, and it was like on its side. And as it was coming up, I said to myself, okay, so this thing sees me, knows I'm here, is reacting to me looking at it. It's going to come up now. And I bet you anything, not only did it hear me say that, but it's definitely going to pull me in. And this is the first time this has ever happened consciously. Like, I was fully awake. This was as real as day. This was like me and you sitting here. Yeah. There was no like, this is a dream. No. And so obviously another dimension. Okay. So this thing goes up, and as it starts to go above my head about 10 feet, it was on its side, and it was going up. And as it was going above my head, I knew with every bone in my body that this thing was going to pull me up. It was going to take me into the ship. Oh. And I was like, okay, there's no way I can get out of this. I'm going to have to get brave. I need to like present myself. Like, I need to like get it all together. I need to like really lock into my belief system. I have to lock into who I am. I have to lock into everything I know about myself. And I'm just going to face, like, without cursing, let's call them puckers, because I don't want to curse. I'm going to face these
dudes.
No, but it was,
I know what you're
saying. I called it, but I have to say it that way. I'm going to face these puckers, and I am not going to back down. And that is it. And then, so in that moment, I turned to look at Riz, and I could see in his eyes, like he wished he could jump through time and just like grab me, rescue me. And he also knew he was going to have to trust me, that I can handle this. And he also knew that he was going to have to trust everything. And so sure enough, it stopped moving, and it just stood there silently and like 10 feet above my head. And I'm like, here we go. And I could feel it all again right now. Okay, you guys, it's not fun telling this story at all, because I could feel everything that I felt. And all of a sudden I felt my feet were flat, and I just felt them go like this, and I felt them lifting, and I just, oh, here we go. I just knew it. And I just braced myself, and I stayed very still. There was no light. There was no sound. There was no beams. All it was me lifting, and I went right through the hull of the ship. So it was like a plasma.
Okay.
It was like a plasma situation. And as I was going through the hull, it seemed like I was starting at the top. And as I was going through, I was able to see all the layers. So apparently there was like all these, like an elevator has all these floors. So it was like all these floors. And I started at the top, and the very top level had a couple little grays up there, but it was like the trash. It was like where they put their trash. And they had bones of every kind of creature, including discarded little grays that were expired. And it was like, it looked as if they have been traveling through the cosmos for a very long time. So this wasn't like just a little quick joyride. This has been like, they have been either living in space, or they have been like because they're collecting a lot of specimens and animals and whatnot, because all the bones and stuff, right? I mean, I put that together pretty quickly. And then as they were going, as my body was kind of going in and I was going through the ship and going down to like the room or the area I was supposed to be in, I felt I was passing like all these like sections of like where they do not surgeries, but like surgeries, like I guess operations or like, you know, experimentations, laboratory kind of areas. And there was different kinds of creatures in those areas. I couldn't really place them and see them very clearly. I felt them like globular, like they look like blobs and little, like, I didn't understand what I was seeing. And then as we get closer to the floor I'm supposed to be on, there was this giant, like floor. It was the biggest floor. So I land there and I am standing there and I'm staring, and sure enough, there's the Greys, and I'm pissed because I did not want to be abducted, and I do not want to be here, and I do not want to be looking at these things and these creatures, and I want to be gone. And I knew with everything in my being, they were not going to let me go. No, they were going to make me stay there and do whatever it was, whether it's an experiment or what. And I knew that I had a choice. I'm either going to fight and they're going to sedate me, or I'm not going to fight and I will just go through it consciously. And that was the understanding telepathically. And so basically it was my decision to just be conscious this time, because I felt like this was not the first time. And so in this regard, in this particular format of abduction, the first time was in my own bed. So it was different, but that was in 3D also. So this is the first time in dream state. Okay. So I want to be very clear. Okay. So there was about 3 or 4 of them, different heights. They come towards me, and the telepathic communication was, okay, so you're going to cooperate. So I said, yes. And I said, and I want this to go as fast as possible. And I want to be released as fast as possible. And whatever it is that you need, let's get this over with. And we went through all these tests, and I was awake for all of them. And there was different tests of different kinds. Some, one of them, I think I told you, was the one where they created a really scary scenario. All my worst nightmares.
No, you didn't tell me.
Okay. So they created it was towards the end of all of the tests and the different things that they were doing to me. They created this like fake environment where I walked into, and it was a very scary kind of house, but not like haunted. It was more like psychologically, the inhabitants of this human house was mentally unstable. So the house was showing that. And there was a lot of things that normally would upset me. And the lighting, you know, it was dark. And then I went to a scary room. I opened the door and I saw a man, and he was abusing a small child. And I was very sorry, trigger warning, but it's a dream. And so I immediately understood very quickly that I was clearing a lot of conversations that I have about society, life, civilization, that I needed to find my center, my balance, and be more, because I'm a healer. So obviously to be more grounded and more not desensitized, but have my nervous system be able to handle these types of things more as I go deeper into the public. And so I guess I passed that test, because apparently, I guess some of the kind of tests they were doing on me were also upgrades, is the feeling I got, although I was very unhappy about it. That's as far as I can go with that. As far as the actual experiments, there was things that were poking and prodding. There was things that were looking in my eyes. There was things, mental testing, downloads. Like it looks like they were downloading a lot of my thoughts. It was weird. Like they were like processing, like they wanted to know how much I knew. Kind of, it was interesting. It was like intellectual. Then it was time to go home. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what happened about when it was time to go home, but let me check in with everybody. Hold on. I thought I could see, but I can't. Okay, hold on. Trisha, so... my worst fears. Yeah, I did tell you a little bit of them. Okay, so then it was time to go home. So I said to them, okay, can I leave now? I upheld my side of the agreement. I would like to go home. And something told me I should check in with the timings of things. So I said, how long have I been gone? And they said 33 years.
Oh my God. Thank you.
33 freaking years. And I was so mortified and terrified and shocked. And like I went like numb and dead inside, and I wanted to cry. I wanted to like disappear. I didn't want to live. I didn't know, because the idea of seeing Riz waiting, wanting me not to be abducted, and watching this incident and then never seeing me again for 33 years, and my children, and how much older everybody would be, and like all of that. And it felt like it was only 15 minutes. I was very upset. And so as I was coming back into Earth, as I was coming back, I woke up in the bed and I grabbed Riz, because I saw it was just still the same time frame.
Oh my God.
And I grabbed him and I woke him up and told him the dream, half hysterical, breathing hard. I mean, this is how you know it wasn't a nightmare. This was like, I was grabbing him for my dear life, and I couldn't really feel him. So it turns out all my extremities and like all my nervous system wasn't turned back on yet. So like I knew this really happened, and I couldn't feel his body. I was holding on to him from behind, and I was trying to like, I felt like I was going to slip away. I felt like I was going to be pulled away again. And I was so terrified, and I was just holding on to him. And he said, it's okay. It was a dream, this and that. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I couldn't get my bearings. It took me about an hour to get my bearings. I was so upset. And so then can you take her? And then, and also, could you take this one maybe? Oh no, she may stay here. I don't know. But if she runs, okay, here she comes. Can you take her? Call her. Can you call her like for real? Because she's knocked down this camera already before. Thank you. So finally, so Riz said to me, he goes, I know what the 33 years is about. He said, that is how much trauma, or what you experience as a mother, because your oldest child is almost 33. And what you've been through since you were 18 years old till now was so heavy duty and so massive. The experiences that I've had to deal with and endure, and in raising these kids, and what I've experienced, that they were repairing my nervous system. So it was like they reset me back for those 33 years. And I will tell you, that day, that very day, and the next day, I was the calmest I had ever been. My nervous system was so centered. And since you've seen me, we had a very intense family time, and like graduation and emotions and stuff. And I came home and I like so chill. And I've just been very calm ever since. So that really happened. I know it happened in a different dimension. Wow. Yeah. So check your emails.
I have the person queued up already.
Oh, you're ready to go.
Yeah, I was very
productive. All right, here we go.
Time.
Okay, you guys, we're going to go to our caller. Let me know how you feel about the dream.
Our
who are we talking to today?
Cassidy. And I'm going to unmute her myself. It works. On a delay too, so she may not know just yet. Let's see. Hello, Cassidy.
Hi, Cassidy.
Hi, hello.
Oh, you sound wonderful.
I'm very excited to be here.
Yay. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Well, hopefully everybody can hear you, and we're on a delay, so we have to wait. And everyone's so tired of me saying we're on a delay.
I know. They're like, we get it.
I think I say it like 6 times a show, and everybody's like, if she says it one more freaking time.
Like a ticker tape, and
like
just can
cue the ticker tape.
Or like just a sign. I'll just hold the sign.
You guys are going to be bored, and you're going to miss when we have a professional engineer and everything's perfect. You're going to miss these days, you guys. I'm telling you. Well, glad that you're here, Cassidy.
Yes.
Okay, so let's jump right in. So what is your...
So I've got her all queued up here.
So let's do it.
Which is great. Actually, we're talking to a Sagittarius sun sign right now, which is fun. So there's a little Sag vibe going on tonight. And you are... I'm just looking at your chart really quick. You're a Gemini moon. And What was your rising? Do you know your rising offhand? Or I can just scroll
I
back.
believe it's Aries.
Let me double check.
And I found out recently.
Yes, it
I was
is.
born on a full moon, so that's
That's really fun. So wow, yeah. When you're born on a full moon, and it is the full moon, you're gonna feel it, and it's gonna be a huge activator if there's ever a full moon on your birthday. Oh my god. Like,
I'm not ready.
And then some. Yeah, it's okay. Your big three is really interesting because you've got 2 fire signs and then you have a Gemini in between that, an air sign. So yeah, I would hazard a guess that you can be pretty impulsive and have a little bit of a temper sometimes. Yes. But, it's interesting because you also, like how we were talking to Trisha before, you do have these very different sides of you, because the Sagittarius and the Aries are both like very goal driven, very much up for adventure. But the Sagittarius is a bit more solo, a bit more introspective, kind of really wanting to study and learn things. That's another part of Sagittarian energy, is that they're like, to me, the scholars of the Gemini, or the scholars of the zodiac.
Are you saying scholars?
Scholars.
Okay,
yes.
with your nice little.
Am I saying it weird in my made up accent that I like to use randomly?
Well, but you also have like a little lisp.
Yeah, scholars.
So when you said scholars, I wasn't sure what word, but okay, let's go.
It's okay. The scholars of I can entertain myself all day. Hopefully it's entertaining for you guys. But they love wisdom and knowledge, and they like to be like experts at things. The Aries keeps you a bit more buoyant, but the Gemini moon is actually the opposite sign to Sagittarius. So where Sag is always about like going very deeply into things, they can be somewhat isolated, and also like just wanting to pursue knowledge. The Gemini is more about being more social, going more into sharing what they know and not going as deep, more kind of staying. They're like the social butterflies, like kind of staying on the surface of things. So you play in a lot of waters, but you're comfortable in all of that. But I would say one of your big thrusts of your life is you want to learn as much as you can, but also share that as much as you can as well. You're not interested in knowledge for the sake of knowledge. You're interested in knowledge or wisdom or understanding for the sake of spreading that information and sharing it with others, is where, that's where your heart is at.
Oh, yeah, I totally feel that, because I'm in school right now to be a biology teacher.
Oh,
I love learning, and then just being able to like teach that too is something I'm very passionate about.
I love that. I want to give you a key for, I think we talked about this in another episode about the path of fortune. And what's really like juicy and fun for you is that your path of fortune is in Scorpio, and it's in the 7th house. That's where the moon is right now as well. So this it's a very active time for you. In terms of your career and who you are as a teacher, one of your really great strengths as a teacher is going to be how deeply you can connect one-on-one with your students. That's Scorpio is connecting on a deep emotional level. The 7th house is one-on-one relationships. And a lot of people only associate the 7th house with like partnership or marriage, but it's also just one-on-one. So that could be your best friend, or that could be one student at a time. So I think when you are teaching, you're going to be really good, even though you wouldn't necessarily say biology is a particularly emotional subject, but you will be able to relate to your students and kind of make them, you have this innate ability actually for people to feel like you really see them. And how you teach, even though you may be teaching something scientific, you'll be very good at seeing what each particular student needs in order to learn best, almost from an emotional place.
Oh, that's very reassuring.
Yeah, that's going to be one of your superpowers. So if you feel like there's ever a block when you're teaching, if you can't get through to someone, try taking a different approach and see, well, maybe there's a way that I can make biology lean into the spiritual aspect of it, or the emotional aspect of it, or something that someone can connect to. It's like looking for that connective point that will be exciting and meaningful for them. So that's a lot to chew on.
No, it totally makes sense. And like just being able to connect with students. And I've just been like getting more in touch with my emotions. And as that happens, I find myself wanting to connect with people more. And I'm like learning Reiki as well. And so connecting and healing people in that way.
Can I ask you a question, Cassidy?
Yeah.
How far have you come along with your Reiki practice?
So I just got certified the 1st and 2nd degree of the Holy Fire.
Well,
Reiki.
So guess what? Whenever somebody tells me on the show at any time that they're a Reiki master in any way, shape, or form, I always take advantage of the opportunity. And I ask anybody on the chat who would like to receive a Reiki healing right now from Cassidy. Cassie, I know it's on the spot, but this is like you're in the trenches. So like you're working with the people. So, so if anybody, we're on a 1 minute time delay, there should be like a little echo every time I say it. But, so when everybody catches up and hears this, I would like you, everyone at home to ask if there's something, an area that you would like Cassidy to work on. I'll call out a few people and she can send out some healing energy your way. And one thing I love about being a healer is that you never know when you're on call. You never know when you're needed. You never know the situation. It's never set in a proper way. It's always just when you are needed. And it's great that you can work multidimensionally because you don't have to have so much structure. That's the beauty of being like a very confident and relaxed healer. And so even if you're ready or not, I like to throw people in the deep end.
So while you pick someone, I just want to give you some confirmation for what you're doing with Reiki from an astrology perspective, because your North Node and your Chiron are in Libra in the 6th house. The 6th house is the house of the healer. Libra is about, and particularly body working, using your health and your body for healing. And Libra is all about balance and equilibrium. Your North Node is something you become much more like as you get older. Your Chiron is a wound that you're healing where you become your greatest teacher. So to say this as succinctly as possible, well, Araya, pick someone. You are healing yourself through Reiki because the Chiron part, probably when you were younger, felt not supported physically in a sense of being able to maintain equilibrium or balance or having the support you needed for your own energy in your body. By going into Reiki, you are healing other people in the same area. And that is the fullest expression of your own healing of yourself, where you become the healer and the teacher.
Wow. Yeah, that's deep.
Yeah, it couldn't be like more on track for you.
Right?
Yeah.
Everything for me has just been falling into place lately. Like it feels like I've been living in destined times. Like so much is coming together and I'm discovering these new skills and it's just all very exciting.
Yeah, that's so wonderful.
Okay, so are you ready? I have a couple people for you.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 people. You can write them down. Okay. So we have Paul for his headaches. He's had 2 headaches. And we have Kathy Gross, her lower spine, back. And we have Dr. Ace, which is, and I think it's a female, Dr. Ace? Yes. My nervous system and neck, C1, C2, and C3. And those are your 3. Yeah. And so what's going to happen, you guys, is while we are finishing up with Cassidy and we get off the phone, what she's going to do is she's going to work on you guys for a few minutes because she didn't know she was going to be a volunteer tonight. And so she just got tagged in the game. And so she's going to give you guys a healing tonight. And if you're interested in connecting with her, Cassidy, by all means, put your information where people can reach you on the chat and they could reach out to you.
Oh my gosh.
and
I'd
work with
love
you.
to.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yay.
this is an awesome idea. I do Reiki healing every night, especially distant for family and stuff. And so I'll just pull together these names and throw them right into my practice.
That's
Okay,
I love
great.
that.
So are we complete with the
I did
do you want to
tell
do
her,
one more thing?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did want to tell Cassidy one more
Okay.
thing. With this particular, let me go back to the transit chart. I touched briefly on the 7th house, but I did want to talk about relationship with you as well, because the Scorpio moon is in your 7th house right now. That's where your path of fortune is. It's also where your Venus is. So this full moon for you in particular is really, really beautiful for your relationship. And I can say that because I see your picture is with what I assume is with your partner. So
Definitely.
yes. But there's so much beautiful energy around this full moon for you and your partner to have like really lovely, deep, intimate, emotional bonding right now. And if there's any conversations or experiences that you want to have together, this is very, very supportive for that in your partnership right now.
Okay, that's good to know, because he's a Cancer moon and a Cancer sun, and so he's just very deeply.
Yeah, he's
an
feeling
emotional
it.
person. Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So he may have a lot of things come up for him over the next few days. And so it's really supportive. You have the depth, and that Scorpio part of you can hold space for someone very, very well. You're kind of not afraid of those waters. So this is really supportive for both of you in that connection right now.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're so welcome.
Thank you, Cassidy. It was very nice. And thank you for taking on the challenge of doing impromptu Reiki. And if you want to get back on the chat, you could also let everybody know where they can find you. And I think already Kathy said she's interested. So
I will put it.
yes.
Yay.
Awesome. We love connecting
that.
healers. This is a great opportunity. Thank you, Cassie, so much. Cassidy, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
I'm sure.
Okay, thank you guys.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Bye. Okay, guys. How lucky are we that we have some awesome
Wow.
healers in the group? That is so wonderful. Okay.
I love that.
So I promise that we're going to sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay,
So now
here
we
we
get to hear about
go.
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. Now, you don't know this one.
I know. I'm really excited.
Okay.
Well, there were a lot of surprises I didn't know in the first
Yeah.
one. Too.
Okay. Well, I have to sit back and prepare myself because this one was almost the same level, if not, I mean, it was the same level. It wasn't just going to be a
gosh.
mediocre, just mediocre dream
I
of just like
expect nothing mediocre
Bigfoot saying
from you
hi.
ever,
Well,
so.
thank you. Your mic is really far away.
It's okay. They heard me.
All right. Okay, guys, here's the Bigfoot dream. All right. All right. Let me get all situated. Get this going. Thank you very much. Okay. By the way, you guys, random test question for all of you old timers who've been with us for a while. Which was your favorite Halloween episode?
Ooh.
I would like to know. Yeah. Okay. Here's
Tough
the
choice.
here's the Bigfoot dream. So I'm in a building / house, lots of people talking, very usual for my kind of dreams, always with lots of people. Okay, so then I walk outside and it felt like Texas. Everything was big and wide open. And I had remembered thinking to myself the day before, I wonder if Bigfoot's out here, because I always say that to myself in every place I go. And I realized, I was like, oh, I don't think they're really out here. But then I got a hit that maybe they're underground, like there's tunnel systems and like caves in like by the Rio Grande, kind of like really far out by the border where there's really like not a lot of people go. And I feel like they have an underground tunnel system. That's just the feeling I got. I don't know, because I'm psychically connected to them. And that's another story and another video and another time. And I've talked about this in the past. Okay, so I walk outside and there is this big giant Silverado truck and it's just sitting there and it was parked and it was kind of a dirt area and there was a lot of other cars. So it was like a makeshift parking area. So people were just kind of parking everywhere. And one particular car, so there was the Silverado was here and then there was another just random car here. and the windows were rolled down. So now you got the scene. So I was walking along the truck, and I kind of got to where the tail light is in the back by the bed of the truck. And I was kind of standing there. Now you can imagine it's a giant truck. So it kind of goes up to like here. I think it was like right here at the top of the trunk area. So I'm standing there, and all of a sudden I heard like this, I don't know what is it called a gaggle of birds? What is it when there's like a big explosion of birds, and they all seem to like be really scared, and they all just like flew really, you know, when they flap their wings and like scream. Yeah. So obviously they saw something. Right. I looked around, didn't see anything. And then I felt this energy of like this heavy, like this heaviness, like something's coming. It's like a sixth sense. Like you sense something was coming towards you. You don't know where or what. Yeah. It was like a huge feeling. So as I started to look up and look around to see where this was coming from, there was a sound that was so loud, I thought a meteor had dropped next to me. But what it was a giant, I did not know it was a Bigfoot. It was a giant animal, furry, massive, jumped on the top of the cab of the Silverado, not the trunk part, but I keep calling it a trunk, the bed. So it was the cab, and it crushed the cab. It was like one of those 4-seater big trucks. Like there's it's like a second row. The whole entire roof caved in, windows popped. It was the loudest sound in the world. I immediately dropped to the floor. Yeah. Okay. Like a meteor, I'm going to die. I don't know what's happening. So I dropped down to the floor, and I'm peering up, like trying to disappear. But at the same time, I'm trying to see what that was. And over the edge of the cab, I saw what now I know was an elbow. And I saw like a foot or a toe, or I couldn't really place what it was, but I saw these long hairs that stood out about this far, and they were like this. And it was this dark black gray, had like 3 different color types to it. So it was like dark gray, tan, brown, and black. Those are the colors. And it was like mostly on the black brown side. And it was thick, dense, and a lot of it, like an unnatural amount of fur. God. Like, why so much fur? What is this thing? And so it was like, I'm staring at this thing, and I'm like, is this a creature? Is this real? Is this thing going to move? Like, did something fall out of the sky? Is it dead? Yeah. Like, what am I looking at? I didn't even know what it was. And then I saw it start to get up on its haunches, and it got up, kind of leaned on its elbow. And I saw the shoulder, and so imagine this is me down here, and I'm Bigfoot. So the elbow's on the cab, and he's looking over his shoulder like this at me, and the chin up, kind of the snout. You could see like the nose, and he's looking down like this, and you can see him looking down, way down here, because I'm in the floor. I'm like crouched on the floor with like, I'm trying to turn into like a 2 foot tall, like little animal. Like I could burrow a hole in the ground and disappear for the rest of my life. And so I'm down there, and he's looking at me like this, almost like acknowledging me, knowing that I was there all along, perhaps, or acknowledging my presence like there was no surprise. And almost like he wanted to scare me, or on purpose did that. And so immediately I was like, okay, well, maybe he wants to eat me. Maybe he wants to do something bad. I don't know. Maybe I should disappear. Should I move? Should I crawl under the truck? Should I die? What should I do? Like, all these thoughts were going through my head. And so in that moment, this is where I was wondering if I was blipping out in and out of dimensions like they do, or if I was in a spirit guide format, because sometimes I like to don the invisible orb, energy orb, motility, or when you mobility, like I'm moving around in an orb. That's what I like to do, and sometimes in dreams. So
you just threw out this term called the invisible orb.
Yeah.
That's like a whole other
it's a whole nother
podcast episode.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Just explain that.
Where I decide not to be in the human form. So I take the form of an energy orb. Yeah, I get tired of just being human for a minute. So I'm just like, let me just be an orb right now. But I don't know I'm going to be an orb. Sometimes it just happens, and I'm like, I'm sure you guys have experienced where you go into a room, but when you wait, hold on a second, hold the phone, hold on, wait. So no, you're just being Scorpio moon. So wait, hold on. I'm like being for real. Do you guys have this experience where you're like in a dream and no one sees you?
I have to think.
And you're in you're trying to get their attention and trying to talk to them, but nobody actually is seeing you. And then you're like witnessing like full entire life scenes going by with people.
Yeah.
And there's no impact on your part. You're not doing anything to impact anybody. Yeah. So that's when I figured out I was an invisible orb.
That's very magical that you did.
Well, I like
that you made that connection.
Of course. I like magical.
I didn't think of ever deciding that meant I was an invisible orb.
Okay.
Really cool. So then what happened?
Okay. So then this part gets crazy. All of a sudden, these little things that were about this big come running up behind me. So I'm up against the truck. They run behind me. They look like they have potato sacks. So it looks kind of like not real potato sacks, but they're kind of like invisible. Here it is, invisible, but it has like this like weird, it was like a mesh, but it was like glowing, and it was like not real fabric. Anyway, it was covering these little, I think there was 3 or 4. It was, I think 4 little same size little creatures, and they weren't making any noise, and I didn't know what they were. And I turned and I looked and I was watching them very carefully, and I didn't get the feeling that they saw me. But then I thought maybe they did see me. And I was like, well, maybe they do know I'm here, because I do talk to Bigfoot, and I did realize it was a Sasquatch at that point. And then all of a sudden, those 4 little creatures, that little cloak kind of blended in. It was like a little protection cloak, and it like blended into their fur, and they just became, I get to see them in their fullness, and they were little baby Sasquatch children.
Oh my God.
They start talking over, like they're over past where the truck was, to that car I mentioned at the beginning of the dream, though the windows were down, and they started making these weird squawking noises. And it was like this. I don't want to imitate it, you guys. Okay. Because I did it for Riz, and he was not very happy.
I really want you to imitate it.
Do you really?
Of course I do.
How embarrassing. It's really bad.
You could do it off camera later if you want. You don't want to do it on, but I have to.
Do you guys want me to imitate? If you guys want me to imitate, let me know if you want me to imitate.
Yes,
okay. Sure. So then they started doing this noise, and they were talking. And then I looked in that car with the window down, and there was another Sasquatch in that car. And this one was a smaller one, but an adult, and was going through everything, I guess, looking for food. And so then I realized that the children were talking to that one in the car, and I think that was the mother. And as they were making these squawking noises, I looked at them and I said to myself, I wish I knew what they were saying. And as soon as I said that, all of a sudden their language turned into English, like in my ear. So I think I translated it myself, or like spiritually or metaphysically or mystically, it like changed.
Yeah.
Or maybe they know how to speak English all along. I don't know. Or like they can speak human language. Who knows? And they were calling out to their mom, and they were saying, what are you doing? And so then I woke up and I said to myself, well, yeah. So UFO and then Bigfoot 48 hours apart. And it was that extreme. Okay.
In Texas.
So, and in Texas. Okay. Okay. So yeah, they want to hear me do it.
Of course they do. Right.
Oh my God. What is your, okay. All right, you guys, I'm going to make the noise. You ready? You're going to have to lower your volume. It's really ugly. Okay. It's an ugly sound. You don't want to hear it. Oh God. I have to cover my mouth. You guys are not going to see me squawk. Okay. I'm so embarrassed. Okay. Here we go. Okay. It went like this. Oh God, it's so bad. It's so bad. Hold on. It's so bad. Okay. Kill yourself. Kill yourself. I just did that live. Oh,
It's really
no. Okay.
It's a unique sound.
Let's see what everybody says.
Kind of like a seal mixed with a seagull.
A seal and a seagull mixed with. Okay. I'm reading what you guys are writing. I'm waiting for the delay. Okay, here we go.
God.
Oh my God. Okay, Nancy, you got to hear it.
Yeah.
Slay. That is not slay, Cassidy. That was horrifying. You guys are just going to hear it in your sleep tonight.
That made me so happy.
Did that make everybody really happy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can speak for us all that it definitely did.
Well, it definitely cleared the air, didn't it?
Yeah.
I should do a Bigfoot squatch sound every single time I come on.
I think that's a great idea.
That could be my welcome, my hello. When I say hello when I come on, I should just do that. I should just come on and just like squawk like a Bigfoot, and maybe you could respond.
Okay.
Do you have a creature sound? No. Never mind.
Wait, what?
Do you have a creature sound you want to make?
Like which one? I mean,
I don't know. I don't want to be the only one. I feel like
well,
not,
I'll answer you back.
Oh, no, I am not going to do it again. See, now you see what it feels like. Do you want to try it?
The Bigfoot noise, if I can do it.
Do you want to copy what I did, or do you want to do your own creature
noise? No, I
noise?
can try and imitate a Bigfoot noise.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah,
good.
I can do it.
Good. I can do it too. My big sister did it, so I can do it too.
So I want to do it too.
Yeah, I don't want to be left out.
Eternal FOMO. I'm like the queen of FOMO, so I don't like to miss anything. Okay, let me see if I can do it. I'm going to cover my mouth though, dude. Hold on. Then they'll be the judge. You guys tell me if I did it right.
Okay. They're going to make it their new ringtone. Oh, no.
Okay, let me see if I can remember how you did it.
I told you. Okay. I told you.
Wait. All right, I'm getting into the... I'm going to put my actor face on.
Riz is listening probably in the other room.
We should do this.
You have to make it sound way uglier.
I know. Wait. Wait. What the heck is that? I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my God. Okay, Moan says, I feel complete. Thank you. That's why you both removed your glasses first. Is that
Glasses,
a rat?
Come on.
Okay. Here's the thing. You sound like a baby Sasquatch.
Well,
to be honest with you.
Sasquatch.
Okay, do a real baby Sasquatch noise then. Because that was way too much that reminded me of like, what is that? Lost in Time? What is that dinosaur TV show?
Not the mama. Yeah.
Not the mama.
Not the mama.
The dinosaur show.
So the little baby ones were probably, I would think a baby one would be more like, eh? Maybe? All right.
Little infant.
Hey.
What do you guys think it sounded like?
I just found out I could be an invisible orb like 5 minutes ago. So cut me some slack.
Paul says, what the fuck was that? Oh my God. Okay, so I now am obsessed with that sound and now I want to do it again, but I'm not going to.
I think we should just randomly.
Okay.
Just you never know in the podcast.
Why don't we just start making animal noises and really just lose our minds at this point?
I'm game.
No, I'm not game.
Never mind.
Okay. So you guys, I love everybody's comments here. It's really funny. So here's the thing about Scorpio moon. I want to say some serious stuff now. Like I want to give you all of my updates and my notifications and all my things that are going on. And I want to do all this stuff. And I want to talk to you about making sure you guys comment and all this good stuff. And guess what?
Doesn't feel like it.
I don't feel like it. I do not feel like it.
Well, you kind of, you said the commenting part.
I just don't feel like saying it again.
Yeah. You want me to say it?
If you want to say it.
Okay. I can say it. You're probably going to say I didn't say it right. But
all right, go ahead.
Whatever.
I was trying to be funny right now. It's going like that.
Yeah, I know. Just like a
hey guys, let me tell you what I've been watching real quick. I do want to say this though, because those of you who are just binging at home and don't want to hear anything serious is perfect. So we have been rewatching Skinwalker Ranch, and it is like I'm watching it for the first time, and I'm catching so many things I didn't catch before. I'm like,
I need to
what
start
was I
watching again.
doing?
Can I have your login info for that?
They're gonna track you down. Yes, you can. And it's like a brand new show basically, and we're so in love with Travis. Travis is like the bomb, and that's not even a term anymore, but I still say it.
Whatever.
Travis is, I mean, he's been like a guest star on so many things as a physicist, astrophysicist. He's been talking for a long time, but in this particular show, for the longest time, all the way up to like season 3, he acts like he doesn't tell anybody that he was actually highly classified, like astrophysicist working in deep space programs. He didn't tell anybody.
No way.
No, and he was like, what's going on? Why is that black ops helicopter? That's weird. Hey guys, what's happening? Like, it was a lot of that till episode 3, season 3, and then I guess he decided to finally let everybody know. Then it started to get different on the show, and it got a little intense. Yeah,
because I didn't see episode or season
I think it's like 5 episodes. Well, anyway, they're coming out with a new one, and that's coming out in like a month or 2. So there's that. Plus, we're waiting for Gilded Age, and there's that. And then I'm still on my to-do list is to watch Conan's.
Oh, it was so good.
What is it called?
What's it
Get
called?
Me Out of Here, or
Conan Get Out, or
Get Out of Here.
Something. I can't believe
Conan Get Out.
Conan
Go Away.
Yeah, something. Maybe it's Conan Go Away.
If you want to watch Skinwalker Ranch, it's on Amazon Prime. And if you want to watch,
I have to actually
Gilded Age, I think it's on Max. And if you want to watch Conan O'Brien,
I think that's also on Max.
No, I think it's on Netflix.
Conan Must Go.
Conan Must Go.
Netflix. It's something else. It's so good. And the new episode that came out was.
We also finished watching. We got the whole family to watch it. We finished watching Gilded Age. I mean, Gemstones.
Righteous Gemstones.
Baby Billy.
Baby
Billy. And so, who are you again?
I'm Tiffany. Aunt Tiffany.
You're Aunt Tiffany?
She's my favorite character. Well, it's a tie because I love Judy Gemstone too. But
so, yeah. And
Baby Billy. There, when we first started watching Righteous Gemstones, I went around the house nonstop just saying over and over, Baby Billy.
Yes.
Baby Billy. I love you, baby.
Remember,
Billy.
she liked her Cheetos.
Yeah,
she wanted her Cheetos.
I just want my Cheetos, baby Billy.
She wanted her Cheetos. That's all she wanted. She just wanted her Cheetos while she's pregnant. And what is so hard about giving me my Cheetos? I'm gonna get my teeth fixed, and all that is gonna happen when I get pregnant and have this baby with baby Billy.
Such a good husband.
And if you guys have watched Gemstones, you know exactly what we're talking about. And we are obsessed with baby Billy.
My favorite character of all time.
I actually am calling.
I'm Teen Just.
I'm Teen Just. And he talks like this. He goes, I'm Teen Just. Nobody listens to me. I don't know what's going on. Why is everybody just give me that $1 million? Just give me that million. I just don't care. I just don't care. I wish
myself.
I keep doing everything right. I wish I could. I can't get his accent.
Well, no one can do it.
He's so good. Between that and White Lotus, you guys, and I forget. Please look at him up. Can you tell me?
Goggins.
Walton Goggins.
Oh, he's one of the most brilliant actors.
My God. Can we have a moment?
Planet.
He goes from White Lotus, the most morose, depressed, nasty, brooding character, awful, very drop dead
super
serious.
Dark. Yeah.
And then he goes all the way to Baby Billy. And they both came out around the same time.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
I mean, just beyond. And Danny McBride, the creator of Righteous Gemstones.
Oh,
I can't wait to see what they do next.
I gotta go. How cute. Oh, Paul's leaving. It's late over there.
Paul. Thanks
Good night,
for
Paul.
Pleasant
I'll be getting off, I promise. I'll be getting off real soon. You just watch and you just wait. You'll see. I will be signing off here pretty quick. So those are the shows I'm watching, and we're really love those shows. And what were you gonna say?
I was gonna ask people
was like 100 hours ago.
I was gonna say after this, when the replay is up, if y'all can leave some comments We so appreciate
Oh,
it.
that's right. So we have comments. Okay, so if you guys can just leave some comments for us on the other shows, go back the last 5 videos. Okay, if you go the last 5 videos. And by the way, if somebody says I'm culturally misappropriation, let me just tell you something.
No,
this is
I'm
a past life. I
jealous
already
that
know
I
this is a
don't
past
have
life.
that
Don't
accent.
even bother with
I'm
it. And
just
don't
actually
even
really
try.
jealous.
And so go back the last 5 videos. And if you start commenting, what's going to happen is you'll be entering into
We're having a giveaway.
And we have all these prizes like oracle decks and shaman drums and shaman kits and all kinds of stuff. And what happens is we need to hit 200 comments on any one video. And if I can just get to 200 comment video, I will pick a lucky winner, which is my favorite thing to say. And I will be sending you all a Riz the Wiz oracle deck. All right. So that's what you got to do when I get off this here live.
Yeah.
What she said.
And go to our website. We got some fun retreats and stuff coming up. We'll be we'll be having psychic pizza party this Sunday. I am officially requesting that maybe there's some kind of pizza. Make it.
Oh yes, we need to have pizza.
We haven't had pizza in a while.
We will see you guys this Sunday night, and we will be with Mr. Riz.
Yeah.
And he don't play.
Nope.
And we're going to have the big serious Riz here, and he'll be here to take your psychic medium questions and answer all your life's mysteries. And I will also be helping with that. And Miss Erica will be taking all your questions. And that will be happening at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Sunday. And it is a pizza party delight. And we will be here in our lovely new set. And we will try to have pizza keto style, which is whatever. And that is all my friends for the night. And I hope we got you nice and cozy and toasty, ready for a good night's sleep. And hope you have all your nice and scary nightmares like I did. No, I'm just kidding. Scorpio moon. And so anyway.
It would be on brand if you did, but you don't have to.
Right. All right, guys. Well, we love y'all. And we'll see you all next time. Peace out.